Our Eddy Show. We're here live tonight inside the soon-to-be new Burt's Barracuda Harley Davidson, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, the beautiful Krista Grotti-Saxon, and we've got some exciting guests tonight. We have Mr. Patrick Bradley, who's a true military hero. He's going to be talking about a new book, and we also have on a Zoom call from Georgia, we've got Bronco and Jeff Reese, and we're going to be talking about an event that they've got coming up. And my musical guests tonight are the wonderful and lovely Fine Pair, who will be playing a couple of great songs that I know you're going to enjoy. And we're also going to have Tony Cianci is over at Quaker Steak, and we're going to be checking in with Tony a couple of times. So stick with us, and we want to thank our sponsors, the Fran Haasch Law Group, and Burt's Barracuda, Black Widow Harley Davidson, Full Throttle Multimedia, Quaker Steak and Lube, and Bikers Post. We'll be right back, so stick around.
When I started practicing law, I never wanted to work in a high-rise. I wanted an office that my clients would feel comfortable and welcome. Hi, I'm attorney Fran Haasch, and I've also always been a fighter, never backing down to any insurance company or their attorneys when it comes to representing my clients' rights. Let me deal with the insurance company so you don't have to. If you've been injured in an accident, please call me at 866-LAW-FRAN or log on to lawfran.com.
What's up, Burtomaniacs? Ryan, parts manager, Burt's Barracuda Harley Davidson. Just letting you know, employee price handlebar special is going better than we could have ever imagined. We got handlebars flying off the wall, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. You can get handlebars installed on your motorcycle at a more affordable price than you've ever thought possible. We had a guy in here last week, 1993 Heritage. We beat every quote that he's got for the last 10 years. And we installed handlebars on his motorcycle because that's the one he loves. Don't forget, we also have the lowest price on tires installed, guaranteed at employee pricing. While you wait, set an appointment. However you slice it, we'll get it done. Give us a call, stop by the website. Have a great day.
Hey, we're back, and I'm glad you're here. And I'm here with Krista. How are you, Krista?
I'm good. How about you, Eddie?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. Now, I know you've been doing a few things since our last show. Mm-hmm. And a matter of fact, I got to see a video that you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent that to me today, and I was like, wow, I'm impressed.
Thank you. You like my editing skills?
Your editing skills are just as good as your acting skills.
Thank you.
Maybe even better. No, both of your skills are pretty awesome. Tell us about that video you put together.
So I put together a pole dance routine performance to Nation's Fire, like little clips of Nation's Fire. But what this really was about is I use pole as a way to kind of release, right, my emotion. It's an emotional thing for me, and you know, because I'm focused on kind of letting go of things I'm going through and feeling, and I do that through performing. Otherwise, I'd be in prison for sure. So I have to manage that. So with that, you know, I've had a very rough time on the business end of Nation's Fire since we started that 4 years ago, and with some of the people that I've had in my circle, you know, were just, you know, it sucked. So anyway, what I did is I started I launched my new website, which is Quiet on the Set and Action.com.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it's about how it's no joke about the Hollywood industry. And in that industry, you know, my slogan is I sold my soul so you don't have to. So my goal is to teach indie filmmakers how to be creatives and executives at the same time.
Wow.
Don't you ever let anybody make those critical business decisions for you or your film. But never listen to anybody. You have to understand the business, and it's not the way that Hollywood executives would direct you to, because all they want is your budget, right?
And
So
you've learned the hard way.
I've learned the hard way. I already sold my soul. So I gave it up, and I made a sacrifice for these indie filmmakers. And so now I want to educate them on the entire process from the very beginning to how they can capitalize off details just from the screenplay, just from the concept in the beginning, and then do things around that, to earn revenue, distribution. What they need to understand about distribution is not what they think. It is not the golden ticket that they think it is. So, this is a way for them to learn and understand the business side and how to actually get an ROI on your movies. And I'm on a mission, and I'm going to share every detail from the 4 years that we've been doing Nation's Fire. Every single obstacle that we faced, every situation, every challenge, every creepy person that got involved and how they got involved, and you're overseeing thousands of people. And, I was essentially writing the checks. It's you can't always keep track of everything because everybody's delegated to their thing.
Wow.
So, yeah, so it's a very important thing. So Quiet on the Set and Action.com.
And that's where people can go and see this new video?
The new video is actually, I put that on my YouTube channel, Pole Cinema by Christograti Saxon.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah, so that video kind of introduces the new blog
Nice.
and my business academy that I'm starting. So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. How about you?
How
What have
about
you been
me?
up to?
What have I been up to?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been up to all kinds of stuff, but I want to talk about real quick. This past Saturday, I did the Blue Thunder Back the Blue beach ride.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness, what an unbelievable ride. From what I understand, I figured there was over 1,000 bikes, and if it wasn't
Wow.
over, it was close, and over 1,000 people.
Nice.
And, it was unbelievable. We rode the beach, and we started here at Burt's, and it ended up at Buoy's down on the beach. What a party. What an after party.
I
What
bet.
a day.
I bet.
It was great. So,
People are out celebrating now, huh?
oh, I tell you, it was hard. I've done a lot of big rides, but this was probably the biggest ride I've ever done.
Really?
And the number of bikes was just unbelievable. And we had a
Wow.
great time and got to meet some great police people from the Clearwater Police Department. And okay, so it's time to head over to Quaker Steak and Lube with a Cupcake Tony Cianci. Take it away, Tony.
Hey everybody, we're here live over at Quaker Steak and Lube. Thank you, Eddie. Hope everything's going well over at Burt's Barracuda. We're going to do something different tonight. You can see I don't have my partner, Brian Michelle, here with me. So I said, why don't we walk around and see some of the vendors down here every just sold some of the Bibles right now. So if you have, let's say, a certain leader power, you want to put on the But one thing I'm really excited about, right there, transition lenses usually go from a clear lens to a dark smoke, or you can do a yellow that goes to a brown. The newest, latest, and greatest, it's the red transition. You got a super clear red mirror nighttime lens. Probably, in my opinion, the clearest nighttime lens I've ever seen. It's good to have nighttime lens. Check this out. You just see the whole thing. I know. You're going to go to a dark lens just like you. Just like that. Have it. Just like every Wednesday night, right here,
Hey, we're back. I know we had a little technical difficulties with Tony over at Quaker Steak and Lube, but we'll be back with him later on. And I'm here with our first guest, Mr. Patrick Bradley. Patrick's a Vietnam vet and subject of this new book that's soon to be released called The Eagle on My Arm. Patrick, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And it's great to have you here.
Yeah, we sort of crossed paths a couple of times at a few events.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've met a few times, and every time we meet, you're usually holding a big bird on your arm.
You got it. Yeah, that's kind of my trademark.
That definitely is, and it's right here on the cover. And we're going to talk about the book, but where do we start? Tell us a little about your background, and you spent time in Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
And let's go from there.
I enlisted in late '67. I was in Vietnam by '68. I was out of Vietnam and in Walter Reed Hospital by '69. Very, very short period of time.
Wow.
I took, actually, I took a mortar round through the roof of my hooch.
Ooh.
Kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Walter Reed, and I will clarify, the old Walter Reed, the rat-infested, nasty Walter Reed, not the new Bethesda Naval.
Oh, wow.
I was there for almost a year, got in trouble. I now know why, but at the time I just had a temper I couldn't control. And I actually hit a superior officer twice.
Not good.
No. Actually, I was told by a JAG that I was facing 20 years in Leavenworth.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's pretty serious.
Not proud of that. Well, yeah.
But you overcame that.
Well, I believe it or not, I had a really, really cool psychiatrist who also happened to be a practicing falconer, using falcons to hunt with.
Oh, wow.
And we hit it off talking about birds. I'd seen some falcons when I was a young kid at Fort Benning, Georgia. And he also was the one that said that I could not be released from the hospital because I was basically insane, a raving maniac. I was a threat to people. But he found a grant with the Canadian government to go up into Saskatchewan to the boreal forest and count eagles. And that's what I did. I spent 3 years up there by myself. I didn't see a soul for 3 years. My study area was roughly 2.5 million acres, so I had plenty of room to wander. And that's when I started healing, when I was totally immersed in nature. When I came out, I was basically enthralled with animals. I started looking for animal jobs, working with animals, that sort of thing. And that's what I did throughout most of my adult life, was work with animals, particularly birds of prey.
That's amazing. So you were out there looking for eagles, and while you were there, just how many eagles did you actually find or come across?
I don't know if you remember. Remember when they were reporting enemy kills in Vietnam on the nightly news? All right, there was a formula they used. It took into account the area that you thought the enemy was in, the number of bullets you fired.
Wow.
And they could calculate the estimated number of killed because the Vietnamese took their dead away. So we could never get a straight count. We kind of used the same concept in this area. I would spot so many, and I had a topographical map that told me how much area.
Yep.
And they estimate, We estimated there were about 14,000 eagles in that general 2.5 million acres.
Wow.
The problem was the birds, what we call the southern bald eagle. There's sub-races, northern and southern. The northerns are a little larger, so forth and so on. The southern bald eagle was disappearing. It went on to the endangered species list. It turned out it was because of DDT. But because of our research, both in the northern part of the continent and the southern, we were able to narrow that down.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
Didn't know there were differences in.
There are, actually. The female bald eagle, the females are always larger than the males in the bird of prey world. Female bald eagle in the north runs close to 14 pounds.
Wow.
In the south, they run more like 10 pounds. That's quite a big difference. Wingspans half a foot larger. So.
Now the eagle that I've seen you with, which type is that?
That's the bald eagle on the
Yeah.
cup. Yeah, that's the bald eagle. We used to call it the American bald eagle, but it's actually found in Canada, and they do migrate to South America, so it's now just the bald eagle.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
The American bald eagle is no longer an American.
Originally, we thought the reason they picked the bald eagle for our national symbol was because it was only found in North America.
Right.
You could find related species, but only in North America, we thought. So that's why founding fathers picked it, not for any other reason. As a matter of fact, the argument Jefferson had about using the bald eagle as our national symbol, he never said it in public, but he wrote it in a letter. He did not like the bald eagle.
Really?
No, he thought it was, the bald eagle is like all predators, an opportunistic feeder. It'll steal the food if it can. And he thought that was not great enough for us.
That's interesting. That's a little bit of trivia that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I should bring them to Hollywood.
well, the interesting thing was he wanted the turkey for our national symbol.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Every Thanksgiving, we'd be eating our national symbol.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did your psychiatrist, or did you realize that you really were not insane? It might have been outside factors affecting your anger. And
believe it or not, in 1969 I was at Walter Reed and I was having issues. It wasn't until 1993 that I was actually diagnosed with PTSD.
Yeah, and I figured that had to be a contributing factor for that, because I understand that very well.
Literally throughout the book, we discuss that the issues of PTSD and what happens and what.
It's painful.
It's it's not physically painful, but what I found and what many of my friends, and part of the book talks about a therapy program that I'm working with, that I co-founded, where we pair veterans with PTSD and TBI, traumatic brain injury, with injured birds of prey. And they go for walks.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
And they just take the birds for a walk. And we started about almost 8 years ago. And when I first started it, I got calls from doctors wanting to know what I was doing. And that's when the idea struck. We had something that could help. And over the last almost 8 years, we've had close to 4,000 veterans come through the program.
Wow, congratulations.
And there's several of them in the book.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Their stories.
Yeah, this book looks pretty amazing. I was glancing through it a little earlier before we went on the air, and I'm looking forward to reading this book because, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now it's
a biography, and the only reason I agreed to do it was that Dava, the author, one of the authors, Dava Guerin, and her husband Terry Bevins wrote it. But the only reason I agreed is because they were going to emphasize the work we're doing with veterans.
Nice.
That's extremely important to me. I went in with 16 men, rather special operation type thing. I came out of North Vietnam actually with 2. And I lost both of those guys within the 2 years after coming back.
Wow.
So, PTSD, TBI, suicide, they're all critical to me. I'm starting a program, or starting an event, hopefully here at Burt's, called 22 a Day. And it's to bring public awareness, more public awareness to the concept of 22 veterans and active service members committing suicide a day.
22 a day.
And
That's pretty hard to imagine.
I'd like to do this event every year until it's zero.
Down to zero.
That's wonderful. I agree.
That-
Because people kind of brush away, like mental illness and stuff. You know, post-traumatic stress disorder is a very, very serious thing, and it's debilitating. You know.
It is. It caused me to literally the anger issues and
Yeah.
the rage that I had built up. That's why my doctor said I was a threat.
Sure.
I would kill somebody. Like I said, my doctor.
And there's
it was my
limited
doctor that I
resources
hit.
available for that. So,
I couldn't tell. Well, that's a long story. It's in the book, but basically, I had a piece of shrapnel go through my wrist,
Okay.
destroyed my wrist,
Oof.
and the doctor wanted to amputate, and I had a strong desire not to have that happen.
Yeah.
I could feel the warmth, so there was still some kind of blood flow. A wonderful doctor from Little Rock, Arkansas, came up with a unique new way to rebuild the wrist.
Wow.
And so I hit my doctor with my right hand the first time, broke his jaw.
Oh, God.
Then the orthopedic surgeons put me through the surgery. I got the use of my hand back. I was told I'd get 30. I ended up with, the only thing I can't do is turn my hand perfectly flat unless
Wow.
I turn my elbow. So he came in to inspect it, and I hit him
Gee.
just because, or because it hurt, or
because
what?
all he wanted to do was amputate. He would not listen to anything.
Well, sometimes you gotta make somebody
Yeah,
listen,
I
right?
don't blame you.
Well,
I would have.
yeah, he was
I would
a-
have
he
decked
was a-
him myself.
He was major. Striking a superior officer is a serious offense.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I'm a military brat. My dad was an officer. He had some, you'll see the letters in there. He had some strong backing from Westmoreland and Wheeler.
Oh, wow.
And between them, they were able to keep me out of Leavenworth.
That's good.
Hey, that's a good thing. having connections with General Westmoreland, there you go.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a lot. My whole family's military. I mean, literally, my whole family. Every male in my family has been in the service. So there's some impressive names in there.
That's pretty amazing. Krista,
Yes.
have you ever had an eagle on your arm?
Have I? I don't think I have. No. But that would be really neat. I mean, I can imagine the therapy with nature. I mean, I know with me, I'm a little nuts too, so I'm right there with you. And sometimes to just, being with nature, being with animals, and it is very therapeutic. That's why
yeah.
they do the same thing in prisons with, you see pit bulls and parolees and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Because it kind of brings these angry people who've been through so much devastation and probably have, some natural underlying issues as well, but it brings them back to source,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I had the opportunity about 5 years ago to work with some birds of prey, and I actually had an eagle up on my arm. I don't know if you have the picture, John, or not, but it was quite an experience having that bird
Yeah.
sitting on your wrist. I mean, I was like, this is amazing, and I got to work with some other birds of prey also, and some hawks and falcons, and it was pretty cool.
They're impressive.
Yeah.
They're an apex predator.
There it is.
There it is. You remember where that was?
Yeah, that was over in England, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy's huge.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that was a big bird. Yeah.
Well, again, northern versus southern.
Yep.
When I've been to the events over across the street, I took Sarge, a female southern bald eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And she was weighing in around 9 pounds. Your bird was probably weighing in closer to 12.
Yeah, that was a biggie.
Thunder is close to 10 pounds.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder's the bird on the cover.
Right.
That's my newest love.
Your newest love, and it's a wonderful looking bird. And
Thunder is a special bird. Thunder is unlike a lot of birds. When she was a baby in the nest, literally less than 2 months old, she was shot by a .22 caliber pellet and lost the sight in one eye. She was taken to a rehabber in Sebring, and while he was trying to get her healthy and everything, it was determined that Thunder would never go back to the wild. So she was turned over to Dave as an educational bird.
wow,
And today she's 28 years old.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do you have a story, but this eagle, Thunder, has a
kidding.
story.
Every bird I've ever worked with has a story, because
Yeah.
almost all of them are non-releasable.
So they
Unbelievable.
probably got PTSD as well, you know?
Okay.
It's not, and by the way, I just discovered something. A lot of veterans are taking exception to the term disorder. So you'll start to hear people say PTSS for post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Whatever makes you,
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
makes you
you
feel
know,
better, that's
Well,
fine. But
this,
yeah,
this stuff has been going around since forever.
Yep.
yeah.
You know, there's been some type of a stress associated with combat. It's just now they're actually diagnosing and treating it, or trying to treat it.
Correct. And oftentimes I'd assume a lot of veterans don't even recognize that that's what they have. Because you can
All
go
right.
suffer so long and then not even know, you know?
Well, Patrick, thank you for being here with us, and
my
we
pleasure.
appreciate it. And we're going to go to a commercial break right now, so we will be right back to see Tony over at Quaker Steak.
Hey everybody, Austin down here at Burt's Barracuda Harley, and today I have something spectacular for you today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trikes here. That's right, 1 trike, 2 trike, red trike, blue trike. We've got them all here at Burt's Barracuda Harley Davidson, so stop in and check out our pre-loved inventory.
We are here for our 6th annual food drive today, and I'm so proud the amount of donations that we've received already today. They have taught me my entire life how important it is to be generous to those, even people that you don't know, and even the small amounts that you can give can make a difference in someone's life. We have over $2,000 in cash donations plus an entire trailer full of food today. I am just absolutely amazed by the generosity of people, how much they've reached out to help others in our community.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at this.
Wings. These are sauced in a Korean barbecue pepper sauce. We also have what's called a black and blue burger. This is blackened burger,
That's
gorgonzola, apple cider, bacon, sidewinder, twisted French fries.
Look at those French fries,
grilled
guns.
onions, and then we have smoked baby back ribs. We just smoked them this morning. Also with twisted fries and coleslaw.
I don't see any parsley on here.
Well, I gotta save that a little. Not everything gets parsley, but everything is better with parsley on top.
Oh my
I gotta
gosh.
try. I
Yeah,
gotta
me too. Labor Day weekend, you have to be here. Starts Friday. Come on down. We're open till 10. They're open till 1. Last call's what, 1:30? 1:30, last call.
Thank you, Eddy. We're back here at Quaker Steak. Hope everything's going great on our first time. I'm here with Jesse Dalba. How are you guys? Eddy, awesome job, man. Thanks for having me. We're here to talk about the day. That's up November 1st. You on the day, right? Yeah. It's a brand new day. It's a whole fight which is just and we got like light classes, slow race, we're going to be doing the pledge of allegiance. We're going to sing to the band. I love it. It's on that place that somebody wants to keep talking. The whole front of the place. So don't be up on it when you're flags and the American flag on 1-3 USA. November 1st, you come by, you see Reverend Jim, you see Liberty, and the best part of this whole thing, every penny that we make is going to go directly to the kids to buy cash gift cards at the Fort Lauderdale Youth branches for Christmas. What he does is great. We'll talk about that more. I'm going to take that mic for you. He just stuff racing for orphans for a great cause. Say hello to the camera. This is Connie. She does headcrafts, right?
Yes, headcrafts my time.
Hold the mic up. Yes.
I have different styles for everybody that needs one. They're for men, they're for women. My men that wear them, they're 120-mile-an-hour tested. They're not blowing, they're not moving. They're Velcro.
So the Velcro behind and you got Christmas. You got everything from like some skulls and roses, a regular beer, a plate.
And I do custom also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I make everyone.
By the way, look how packed Quaker Steak is tonight. Look at this place. It is hopping. I'm telling you, this is where you want to be on Wednesday night. Quaker Steak tonight. Get a little closer. All the way down, correct? All the way down, flat to the ground. Lift up 2,500 pounds. So one of them. Sure. Lift up 2,500 pounds. Full chest pounding. Shoppers, right, and I see you put a big head on there. More backwards. You got to get now, don't just help people right now. Nothing to go out. I only go out and everyone to go through the line. So if something goes out and where the Uber, drinking and driving. I'm keeping it right. That's the savior right there. Do not drink and ride. I'm a very big advocate for that. Don't drink and ride. Anytime in the day, right? You love those 3 a.m. calls. I know you drivers love 3 a.m. calls. You know what? I'd rather get up at 3 a.m. once I got home and take it on my bike road. DUI is so expensive nowadays. It's not even funny. And the worst scenario is if you don't come home. You get home. That's we're going to read about. We just recently had a flood of motorcycle accidents. Which are people that I've known and worked with for years. And it's horrible. It is. And listen, the best thing is call him at 3 a.m. Instead of calling your wife first, he'll get you home with the wife. Then you deal with the wife. Yes. Then you got to. And we won't bitch you out for having too many pets. Like they'll be happy with it with a smile on it. So I see someone quick. Thank you very much. 1-800 right? Thank you, sir. We'll see you guys all in Daytona. I have 4 trucks over there waiting for you to help. All in Daytona, you're there. Sure. Take care. I see the man over here. Mr. Church, look at he's standing there. That was great news, by the way. Okay, so we got a few minutes left. What is that? You got that one? You got a reflection tomorrow? Oh my goodness. At 6 degrees, I woke up, I thought about that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, well, you just want to say that. Just like you have to. Yes. Great. Love it. Okay, we got to throw it back. I hope you guys have a great time. I hope to see you guys here at Quaker Steak Room every Wednesday. Tony C. Bill Church. See ya. Take it over, Eddie.
Hey, Krista,
Yeah.
did you see the crowd
I
over
did.
at Quaker Steak and Lube?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
Finally back to normal.
Almost back to normal. I know they're still doing social distancing inside the restaurant.
That's good, though.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But outside, my
Well, all I
goodness.
saw was the sea of bikes, and I was like, that's cool. That's nice
to see all those bikes.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like the run we had on Saturday.
That's great, though.
Oh, my goodness. You know, and having Patrick Bradley here, he was pretty amazing.
Definitely.
What a guy. What a story.
Incredible story. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with it, so I actually want to read his story.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get the book. He's going to have an event, I think, right here at Burt's in November. And we'll pass the information along once we have everything finalized. And he's going to be doing autograph signings and
Okay,
selling
I
the
definitely
book.
want to be here for that because that's a big thing to me as well. Mental illness and PTSD.
And he's going to have his eagle with him.
That's
you
cool.
know.
Oh, that's
cool.
Yeah.
Well, our next guests are coming to us via Zoom
right.
tonight from Georgia. And we've got a great young man who's just, from what I understand, just a special kind of kid. His name is Bronco. And his dad, Scott Reese, and they're going to join us right now.
How you doing?
Hey, there they are. Scott and Bronco, how are you?
We're great.
We're great.
It's great to see you. Great to have you here on the show.
How are you?
We're doing good. So you've got this great run coming up. It's called the Broncos Charity Iron Butt.
That is correct. That is correct.
Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Well, we leave Atlanta at Hellbender Harley-Davidson Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. And the thing kind of blew up. We were trying to raise money, social distance, and we thought we might get about 10 people to do an iron butt, 1,000 miles in 24 hours. And we basically just picked a dealership that was 500 miles away from Hellbender, and we came up with Burt Barracuda Harley-Davidson. We're looking forward to meeting everybody down there. We're leaving at 7. We ended up with 35 riders that are coming from Atlanta to St. Petersburg and back to raise money for pediatric organ transplant patients and their families in Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Well, that's pretty amazing. And tell us why you got involved with this. It's because of your son Bronco, right?
Correct. And why don't I let you tell him his little part of his story?
Okay, so I had a heart transplant at the age of 9 because when I was born, I was born with 4 congenital heart defects, and I was placed on the list of being needing a heart transplant from the age of 6 months to 2 years, and I wasn't active as a toddler, so they took me off the list. So I didn't go back onto the list until I was
6 years old.
And that ever since then, I was placed on the list. I was back on the list until 9 when I got my transplant. And then a little later, I had a little bump in the road. I had PTLD, which is a type of cancer that transplant patients get. It's called post-transplant lymphoproliferative disorder.
So 5 months after the transplant, when we've been dealing with this bad heart for 9 years, we got a transplant. We're saying, hey, we can step back, we can take a breath, relax for a minute. And then 5 months later, they hit us with that he was diagnosed with this cancer.
Wow.
And so because of the medicine that he takes to lower his immune system, the cancer spreads aggressively. So they immediately got him on chemo treatments, and he did I think 10 treatments and responded very well and was cancer free since February of 2016. So.
Wow, that's great. That's great news to hear, and that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you know, it's amazing what they can do. Little faith in God and a good surgeon. So, and also it takes a good organ donor. So we like to help other people and give back for what we were given. We started the foundation with ways that we thought we could help. From our night, the last time we stayed, we were 90 days in the hospital. So we were, it was basically our home. And we started the foundation to help other people with their, with maybe some food costs and stuff, because they feed your child, but they do not feed the parent. So that can be costly.
Oh, sure.
We help with travel expenses, back and forth to doctor visits, things like that. So that's what we're doing. We've kind of been canceled all year because of COVID, and we're just trying to start something new. And like I said, we were excited that we had so many people sign up to ride on Saturday.
That's going to be incredible. And now, how long do you think you're going to take you to get down to Burt's from up in Atlanta?
I'm hoping to be there no later than 4 o'clock. I'd like to be there at 3. I've actually got some friends that used to live in Atlanta. They live about 2.5 hours south, and I don't remember the name, Boynton maybe. But they're coming up to meet us, even though it's just going to give us a hug. They're going to drive all that way, I believe, and make a donation. And we get to hug their neck, and then we're going to head back. And hopefully, you know, we've got 24 hours. We can actually stop and get a room and freshen up and then drive on in if we need to. But
well, 24 hours, that's plenty time to make the trip down and back without really pushing it. But
right.
I'd like to do that ride, actually.
Maybe we wanted to get this one iron butt in our resume, and we thought we could go down and form a relationship with you nice people down at Burt's Barracuda, and maybe next time we'll do a destination ride. We'll have some kind of function down there, and we can do a lot of good things for people.
Well, that would be awesome, and I'm sure the people down here at Burt's would be just willing to do that for you guys.
It's been exciting because, you know, not ever knowing us, you know, they've been on board, and the communication has been great. And the law group, Fran Haasch, is that how you?
The Fran Haasch Law Group. Yep.
Yeah, they're been very helpful. So we're excited to come down and make new friends.
Well, you know, Fran Haasch and her entire group, they do so much for the biker community down here. And not only the biker community, but the entire Tampa Bay community. They have their big annual food drive, which is coming up in November. I want to remind everybody of that. And that's an annual event when they collect so much food for people who need it really bad. And
right.
So, you know, they're helping you guys out, and they help a lot of people out, and we're proud to have them as our sponsors. So, Fran Haasch and her people, they're amazing.
We appreciate you guys having us on the show. We really can't wait to they were excited about coming down. The weather is going to be like the nicest day ever. I think it's going to be 49 when we leave. And then, it may be 80 down there Saturday.
Hopefully, yeah. It's been the weather has finally taken a turn for the better down here. The hot summer days, I think, are over, and it's going to be beautiful. I mean, this morning, I woke up and it was 60 degrees at 9 o'clock. And no humidity, or very little humidity, and it was a nice breath of fresh air, so to speak. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing your riders when they get down here.
So you will be there as well?
I'm hoping to be here. Yeah.
Great. I look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, definitely. And now, how many did you say you had riding down?
The total right now, 35.
35. That's a good group.
That is a group. Now I think some guys are gonna go a little faster than others, and
that'll happen.
We'll split up, but everybody, I told everybody stay, with a couple of people. So we want everybody to be safe. But we're really excited about it. I can't believe the turnout that we've got coming.
Well, that sounds pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it, and I know Bronco, everything that we can do to help is going to be what we're here for, and want to wish you continued success with your health, young man.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for being on the show, and we will see you guys Saturday.
Thank you so much for having us. We'll meet you Saturday at 3 or 4 o'clock.
All right. Looking forward to it.
All right. Take care.
Well, that was pretty interesting. Pretty amazing.
I wish I could hear it.
Yeah.
That would be great. I'm reading lips. I'm good.
Well, Bronco is a young man who's gone through quite a bit, and hearing him tell his story is pretty amazing. But now I think, are we ready for our musical guest?
Yes.
Oh, well, I want to introduce my good friend and the person responsible for putting me on my 2020, or my last couple of bikes, Josephine Carter, who's one of the top salespeople here at Burt's Barracuda. And not only is she a great salesperson, but she's an excellent musician.
Yes.
And she has a couple of bands that she plays with. And tonight she's going to be playing with her duo. And Josephine and Sam Drake, better known as a fine pair. Josephine, how are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Well, we're glad to have you here. And you're going to do a couple of songs for us, I think.
We're going to do a couple of songs. We are in a patriotic mood. We think that's a timely way to feel right now. The song that we're going to do is an original tune called Freedom Pays a Price. It was penned and music and score by Sam here, and it's a pretty amazing tune. I'm proud to play it. And then the one we're going to do after that is a shorter song, but it's something that I think you might recognize and that you're more than welcome to sing along with if you like.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Josephine and Sam, why don't you just do it?
Okay, all right. We're going to do it. That's what we do.
1776, a good year for drinking whiskey. No more tyranny. Soldiers march to the beat of the drum. The British defeated, Americans won. 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue. American heroes made freedom come true. Soldiers march on Philadelphia Square. Church bells ringing, people singing. Freedom pays a price. Praise those who sacrifice. Stand strong for what your heart knows well, or it may be a living hell. pays a price. Praise those who sacrifice. Stand strong for what your heart knows well, or it may be a living hell. Founding fathers took a great stance for the Declaration of Independence. Freedom of choice, freedom of speech, liberty and justice for us to keep. I hear their spirits call in the night, faraway voices, their stars so bright. Their voices call from Philadelphia Square, church bells ringing, spirits singing, freedom pays a price. Praise those who sacrifice. Stand strong for what your heart knows well, or it may be a living hell. Oh, freedom pays a price. Praise those who sacrifice. Stand strong for what your heart knows well, or it may be a living hell.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That was awesome.
Yes.
And that's perfect for what's happening right now, you
Absolutely.
know, around
Thank you
the
so-
country.
Yes.
You know, we need more songs like that.
Yes, we do.
Indeed.
And we're going to do a traditional tune with the same kind of theme. And you guys, like I said, are welcome to sing along
Eddie,
with
you
us.
better sing with me.
Eddie, I'm counting on you.
All right, from the hearts, everyone. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. Everyone, oh, God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
So much.
Much better with you guys doing it rather than us doing it.
Thank you, Krista.
Well, thank you very much,
Absolutely.
Josephine and Sam.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you here tonight.
Thank you.
And Josephine, when the 2021s come out,
I know what to do.
She does.
anyway, thank you again.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Krista,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're here.
Yes, we are.
It's an interesting show tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
And
fun.
it was great having our guests and that Zoom broadcast.
Always.
That was
Our guest,
pretty
we
cool.
always have the most amazing guests. That's why I look forward to it, you know, every other Wednesday to come here and just, you always learn something new. You meet new people. And I love to hear people's story because everybody has a story. And
Oh, that's for sure.
yeah, and so it's just fascinating and, you know, we all can relate in some way. So,
And your story's pretty amazing.
well, thank you.
And
Which one? There are a lot of multiple personality stories here.
Well, your Hollywood story is pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, thank you.
Now, how many films have you done now?
I've done 20 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my thing. That's what I was talking about, making the full video. And when we were speaking with him about the PTSD and that sort of thing, for me, it's all, I don't like do emotions well at all. So I have to perform. I have to create. Everything artistically, I do. Whether, but performing is my thing. And I have to do it just to stay sane. Literally.
And you do it well.
It's my life. It's my
definitely.
It's like breathing to me. If I don't do it, then I'm like pacing back and forth in a loony bin. So I have to do it. It's fascinating. So I want to continue performing and doing my thing. And after I do one pole video, then I work on the next. And it's always whatever I'm facing in my life. And right now I'm facing this where I'm at this huge pivotal moment. And I know that I can make my tragedy into a success story. And that's all about what we all do here in this biker community. And that's through helping others.
Exactly.
And that's how we heal ourselves as well, is being able to see somebody else raise up and do better,
Well, that's one thing about the biker community. I mean, we're always there helping others.
Right.
Constantly.
It's important.
And that's very important. And the bikers are just a rare breed,
Totally.
And what we do for, different people, different organizations, it's amazing.
It is, and truly out of the kindness of their heart, because they want to do it. And the biker community can relate to human underdog stories, people who are the underdog and have overcome tragedy or facing tragedy, and to get hope, give them hope that, here, give me your hand, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what it's all about. And so that's what performing is to me as well, is, that's like somebody holding my hand. And I guess, so that's, through a difficult time I'm going through right now, I have to perform to stay sane and accept, what has happened, and, now make something greater out of it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around at all. I'm not going to allow anybody to take advantage of people who had their heart, the best intentions.
Well, that's a good thing. And, I'm glad that you're here as our co-host. And
thank you for having me.
It's always great to see you.
You too.
And, this Saturday is going to be interesting when Broncos charity Iron Butt Ride pulls in from Atlanta.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And then come November, when Patrick Bradley has his event here at Quaker Steak at Burt's Barracuda. I think he's going to be at Quaker Steak and Burt's. So, it's going to be a great day when he's down here in November.
Nice.
And he's going to be doing an autograph signing with the book, and he's going to have his eagle with him, and that's going to be cool.
Nice. I want to be sure to come to that. So.
And I'm sure you'll get an opportunity to get that
I want to hold the eagle
up on your wrist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a feeling that's unbelievable, hard to describe. I mean, when I had that bird sitting on my wrist, and I'm like, I said, wow, this is hard to believe. But
it is.
There it was, this American eagle just right up on my wrist. And
that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Well, I want to hold it.
Very cool. So having a bird on your arm, having an eagle on your arm.
I could see where that'd be very therapeutic, to be honest. Really, I can.
Well, it's been a great show. I want to thank our sponsors, the Fran Haasch Law Group, Burt's Barracuda, and Black Widow Harley Davidson, Full Throttle Multimedia, Quaker Steak and Lube, Bikers Post, and a special thanks to Tampa Bay Multimedia. And don't forget, next Wednesday, it's the Michelle and Tony show. Michelle will be back, and they will be here next Wednesday. And in 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back.
Yes.
For the Everywhere Eddy show. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you.
We are in our brand spanking used 2015 Ram Rev. We just took this bad boy on trade. It's got all the works in here. You got pump and water switches, you've got tank switches. Got a TV right here, a little remote control cubby, things of those nature. Pull downs for your windows. Pretty solid.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.